Cheesy the Podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there, I'm your host, Fondue. In this week's episode, we're going to learn about Cheesy's ancestry by going all the way to the horse's mouth.
You mean cow?
We're going to find out what animals you can milk. We're also going to find out who won the 33rd edition of the World Cheese Awards. And finally, we might just review something a little bit cheesy. Stay tuned for our very first episode of Just Cheesy the Podcast. So today we're going to talk a little bit about where you come from, Cheesy.
Last I checked, I come from a package at the grocery store.
Is that where all of the cheeses think they come from?
Yeah, that's where we all come from.
Good thing we're working on your ancestry. So first of all, cheese does come from the grocery store after it's processed from milk. So today we're going to talk a little bit about where milk comes from. Cheesy, do you happen to know what kind of animals can produce milk?
Cows?
Yep, cows. What else?
I think sheep and goats, maybe?
That's right. Those are some of the most commonly milked animals, but you know what? There's a few more. Any guesses?
Can horses be milked?
Yeah, Cheesy. According to the internet, it looks like horses can be milked. Wikipedia seems to have us covered with a lot of different animals. Cow's milk, goat's milk, sheep's milk, horse's milk, and we've got a few others. We've got yaks, we've got camels, we've got donkeys, moose, llama, and reindeer.
Wow, that is a lot of animals.
Right? And what we're talking about here is actually the milk of animals that could be used specifically for cheese. Cow's milk appears to be the most prevalent with hundreds and hundreds of different types of cheeses like cheddar and Swiss, and even you, Cheesy, cream cheese.
Yay, cows!
There's a pretty good sized list of goat cheeses that I cannot pronounce, but we've got goat cheese, obviously, and feta.
Feta!
I'm pretty bad at some of the sheep cheeses as well. So we've got sheep's milk, we've got ricotta, we've got pecorino romano. We've got feta again, so it looks like there's quite a few different sheep cheeses as well. The cheese from a yak is commonly consumed in the Himalayan regions of Nepal. There's a hard and soft variety of this cheese. It looks like the soft variety is consumed in a dish with rice. The hard cheese, however, sounds like a little bit more of a challenge. It's usually consumed by keeping it in the mouth to moisten it, letting it become soft, and then chewing it like a gum. Apparently, it can last up to 2 hours this way.
Ew!
Hey, let's not knock it until we try it. You never know, it could be good. There is such a thing as camel's milk, but it's pretty rare, and it comes from a country called Mauritania. It's very difficult to produce, and it looks like most people just drink the milk of the camel. Moose milk cheese comes from Sweden, and there's 3 different kinds of cheeses. There's a rind style, a blue, and a feta style. This is very, very expensive cheese, as it's about $455 per pound.
Good thing I'm not that expensive.
Yeah, you're relatively affordable. Reindeer cheese is made in Scandinavia. This cheese is so creamy that some people use it in their coffee in place of cream. Now that, I might say, ew.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Horse milk cheese is common in Central Asia. A mare is milked during foaling, and the milk is left to ferment, and then you get cheese. Hey, Cheesy, want to take a guess at what the most expensive cheese in the world is?
You said moose milk was $455. That's not the most expensive cheese?
Nope, not the most expensive. So we're looking at donkey cheese.
You said donkey.
In Serbia, they make a cheese called pule cheese. It's made of 60% donkey milk and 40% goat milk, and it goes for $600.
That is so expensive.
Considering you're about 3/4 of a pound and you go for 89 cents at Aldi, I'd say, yeah, $600 is very expensive.
Aldi, not a sponsor.
Speaking of sponsors, this would be a great time to announce ours if we had one. Just Cheesy the Podcast is sponsored by Just Cheesy Productions. Just Cheesy is about to star in the movie Dr. Maybe. Dr. Maybe will be released in several weeks on TikTok and YouTube. Be sure to watch the upcoming 00007 thriller, Dr. Maybe. Let's get ready for a segment I like to call
This Week in Cheese.
The World Cheese Awards are just part of the International Cheese Festival taking place in Oviedo, Spain between the 3rd and 6th of November 2021. The 33rd edition of this competition includes 45 countries, 4,079 cheeses.
4,000 cheeses?
Right. I mean, who knew you had so much company? So those 4,079 cheeses were whittled down to 88 what they call super gold cheeses, and then they pick a super jury, which includes 16 judges from 15 countries. Then the judges basically make a case for their favorite cheeses, and then everybody gets to vote. And this year's cheese, a soft goat's cheese from the Spanish producer Quesos y Besos, which means cheeses and kisses.
Aw.
What makes this award pretty special, aside from the name, of course, is that this company has only been making cheese for about 5 years. It's a family-run business, and there's only 6 employees. That's pretty amazing to win the World Cheese Award in that tiny little company. So kudos to them.
Good job, Quesos y Besos.
So what do you say we talk about something a little cheesy?
You know I'm all about the cheese.
So I was using my air quotes when I said cheesy. I'm reading a story right now about a cow that got himself out of going to market by getting on a water slide. It looks like this story from Brazil says that a farmer found his cow at the top of a water slide at Club de Campo, where the cow ended up climbing to the top. He slid halfway down before coming to a stop, and then the video shows a little bit of a scene with the man roping the steer, leading it the rest of the way down and into the water. The cow was not injured, and now he doesn't have to go anywhere special because he's a celebrity. So good for you, cow.
Yeah, good for you, cow. Hey, Fondue, want to hear a joke?
Sure.
What do you call a cheese that isn't yours?
I don't know, Cheesy. What do you call it?
Nacho cheese.
Well, on that note, I think it's probably time that we should go. How do you think we should sign off, Cheesy? I had an idea.
Go for it, Fondue.
I wanted to end by asking the age-old question, fondue, do you?
Wow, that's a little silly, Fondue.
Some might say it's silly. Others might say it's a little bit cheesy. Thanks for joining us at Just Cheesy the Podcast. Stay tuned for episode 2 coming next week.
Stay cheesy, everybody.